We have the next game coming from Restoration Games, who, if you're not familiar with, is a publisher that takes old classic games, upgrades them with new rules and upgraded components, and brings those childhood favorites up to the standards of modern board games. This game that they're launching is called Battle Monsters Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and this is a re-implementation of the game Battle Masters, which actually looks quite a bit different because in this original game you're actually controlling competing armies against another player, and you're setting up a giant map that you're fighting on and using a bunch of different units in order to try and defeat your opponent. But Battle Monsters looks a lot different to say the least, because in this one you're going to be fighting as Godzilla or King Kong, and I did just notice that the campaign page has a slightly different name than the BGG page, so it looks like there's going to be a bunch of different creatures that you can fight as. If you looked closely, you might have also noticed that there's a bunch of these other tinier units in the bottom of the picture here. I assume those will also be controlled by the players, so it looks like there will also be some other units that you can control, which does bring this a little bit more close to that original game that this is based on. I couldn't find any definitive info on the gameplay of this new edition, but if we look back to that original game, it actually featured a main mechanism called the command card system. This is a system that uproots the traditional back and forth turn order that you see in a lot of different board and card games. Rather than players alternating turns, with this command card system, you're actually going to be drawing cards from a shared deck, and those cards are going to be dictating which units and ultimately which player gets to take their actions. So this could actually happen in any sequence of order. When your unit is called, you're going to be moving them and then attacking, and all attacks are resolved with custom battle dice. You're going to be rolling based on your unit's strength, and the results are going to determine your hits, blocks, and misses depending on what is shown on those dice. A very simple system, and the original game does feature a very simple rule set, but I'm sure this one will be making a few tweaks to that system. Like I said, Restoration Games always does a fantastic job upgrading these games in a variety of ways, and that also does include the rule set. And if you're a fan of what they've put out in the past, or if this one just looks interesting to you, feel free to check it out, and I will have it linked in the description down below.